Good morning, my good friends. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to my channel. Welcome, welcome. Let me introduce myself. My name is Andre Lefevre, and I'm a citizen journalist. I like mouthing off on things political, things cultural, things interesting. I am an extreme libertarian. Some people, anyways, doesn't matter what people think about me. It matters what I think about me. Uh, I want to talk today to men, to guys, to boys, to males. So, ladies, I'd prefer if you don't listen to me today because I'm going to use some strong language and you might get offended. And the reason I want to talk to men is because I think we, Western men, especially middle class men, are the only ones that can save our civilization. And I'm not exaggerating. We have a small group of trust fund kids who inherited their wealth. Their grandparents and great grandparents have created a situation where maybe 10 families or so in the world own all the banking system. They create the money out of nothing and then distribute it to themselves. And the money they distribute are just paper, not even paper, just electronic blips. And they can create it at their whim. I don't want to get into the weeds explaining how it's done, but very, very small, tiny, tiny number of people own and perpetuate that fraud that's called Western fiat money monetary system. Federal Reserve, Western national banks, World Bank, IMF, etc., etc. Now, that small number of elites, they rule us with an iron hand, believe it or not. For many decades, through the corporate controlled media, Hollywood, they spoon fed us what they want us to think, what they want us to say, how they wanted us to behave. They're off the rails now. One of the reasons is because they're going sheer crazy with pushing gay lifestyle, transgender lifestyle, openly mocking and destroying traditional Christian values and traditional Western one man, one woman family. And also with the advent of internet, they lost the monopoly on the dissemination of news. The sad part of it is that majority of males in the United States and the rest of the Western world have been sold on those popular culture values, such as that there is some sort of a equal sign between genders, that it's okay for government to redistribute the wealth, and that being employed is more preferable than working for yourself. What the powerful fear is independent middle class, independent men of the middle class, to be exact. Those of us who don't depend on them for our existence. In my own industry, over the 40 years, I have witnessed, well, less than that, about 35 years, I have witnessed how independent owners operators were bought out, and now my industry is pretty much owned by a few large corporations. It created a huge middle management class, people that do nothing but oversee us. There is a class of overseers. Why do you think the powerful push men that go into college system, into the state control education system? Because the only thing that it teaches them, majority of them, is how to become mid managers, how to become the overseers, to oversee over each other, over us. Again, the only thing that the powerful fear is the independent, self-sufficient middle class men who run their own business, who don't depend on anybody for it to be redistributed. And it's understandable why the powerful want that, because they were born into wealth. They were distributed the money. They don't know how to earn it. They don't understand the concept of earning it. They're served by tens of thousands and millions of people who want to be their loyal house servants, who are also distributed the wealth, either by working for the government in mid-management position. Again, they're miners, they're minding somebody, they're overseers, like on a slave plantation, or doing the same thing for the large corporations. They oversee people. They're overseers, like a plantation. The rest of us, they see as modern-day slaves. I'm not exaggerating. So if you are a mid-manager for a corporation or in mid-management for the government, remember, you're an overseer. You do not earn your money. You're being redistributed the money. It's very evident in the California elite, which is a professorial class, who do not earn anything, don't produce anything, don't do much of anything. They constantly fight for government funding. And the government funding is actually pretty generous in California for the professorial class. It's 6-figure salaries, sometimes 7, for doing nothing. Because state-run colleges, government-controlled public schools are not designed to educate anybody. They're designed to indoctrinate either overseers or the slaves. Because free men, and I'm talking to men only, I'm not talking to women, can create their own destiny. And that's where their weakness lies. They do not understand us. The division between the Republicans and Democrats, the conservatives / libertarians, and the collectivists, the hard left and hard right, or let's divide this, the hard left and the freedom-loving people, is not because the left believes in their ideas, the right believes in their ideas. No, that's not the difference. The freedom-loving people, who are commonly known as the right, are those of us who are independent. We really don't care what other people think because we have our own opinion. We don't depend on anybody. I'm going to touch on that in the future, why we don't depend on anybody. We make our own future. This is our mindset. This is our mindset. The left are collectivists. They don't have their own ideas. They follow. They follow. If their overseers want them to be cruel and mean, they will be cruel and mean. If their overseers want to be nice and cuddly, they'll be nice and cuddly. They don't have the mind of their own. They're, in many ways, human automatons. I know it's hard to believe, but if you ever try to have a reasonable discussion with a liberal, you'll know that it's useless. Your words don't penetrate. Facts are dismissed. Reason and logic are useless. You cannot change their mind because you don't become a liberal. You don't become a Democrat unless you turn off your brain. Again, I'm not exaggerating. Try, have a reasonable discussion with a liberal. I know many of us tried. Many of us see the YouTube and other videos of people try. It's impossible. It degenerates into hard left, going into histrionics, yelling and screaming and sometimes getting violent. Their only idea of them convincing us is to shutting us up, and ultimate goal is physically destroying us, independent middle-class men. So, believe it or not, this is their weakness. Is because I think we woke up. Since most of us own our own business, or even if we're employed as a W-2 employee like I am, we look at ourselves as a business. I look at my employment as a business. I'm in demand. I get offers from other companies to move because I have a portfolio of customers. I have something to offer. Many men have something to offer. A technician who fixes cars, has a lot to offer, and they work on commission, believe it or not. Insurance salesmen that have their portfolio of customers that are portable is in high demand. Contractors, construction workers, any man that has skill, that has reputation, that's doing something is in demand because there are few of us, and we have a lot of power because of it. Because we are qualified, because we're self-sufficient, because we use our own brain and make our own decision, we have people following us. That's why we're not liberal. That's why we're not Democrat. Most of us are actually independent, like myself. I have never belonged to any political party, even though I can't remember the last time I voted Democrat. Sometimes when I didn't like the rhinos on the ticket, I would vote Libertarian, even though today's Libertarians, I wonder, Bill Maher calls himself a Libertarian, even though he's a hard left collectivist. So you got to be careful about that. But the point I'm making is that that's how we're going to defeat them. We're not going to defeat them with firearms. We're going to defeat them by simply making our life better, by prospering, by leading by example, because we are leaders. We elected Donald Trump because he is a leader, because he's independent. Why is he hated by the hard left and by the collectivists? It's because he's not their boy. He is not their boy. He does things in his own interest. I don't always like everything he does, but he's nobody's marionette. He has his own ideas how our country should run, and I agree with most of it. And I think this is the only way we're going to write it. We all live our life as free men, and we disregard the collectivists, ignore them. If they become annoying, we shut them down. Not by shutting their mouth, not by killing them, not by using brutal force, even though if they become violent, we need to protect ourselves. But loudly and firmly express our disagreement with them. Loudly and firmly. They need to know that they have no moral high ground. And I think for too many generations, men like me, men like you, were polite and minded our own business and did not argue with them. And they think we agree with them. We don't. We can change the public opinion, and I think public opinion has changed already thanks to the internet. Now we need to take the streets back. Again, not by fighting, but when we hear nonsense, firmly disagree with it, even if they get ridiculous and have meltdowns. This is how we can defeat them. Remember, they're followers. Followers always follow the strongest, the most powerful. If they perceive us as the most powerful, they'll shut up, sit down, and follow us. If we do nothing and don't say nothing, they'll keep on following the leftists. This is the greatest weakness that the left has. Their followers, their minions, are automatons that always follow the power. If they perceive us as the power, they'll follow us. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. A lot more than I can tell you. Thumb me up or thumb me down if you're on YouTube. Appreciate any and all comments. And God bless you. God bless you.